in there with the position they had, they basically EMP'd and then hoped that Jinmu was going to clean up the kills without Barrage, which was denied in the last fight. So huge desync there. A big problem now.
Well, Coalescence to start things off as Fate takes a bit of damage. Primal Rage getting ready to come online for him, so has that bailout option should he suffer under enough pressure. Imong just trying to stay alive, pushes over, manages to grab that Mega Pack, and now the Primal Rage comes in. Just so much chaos being caused at the moment by Fate. Yveltal's going to be taken down now. Imong eliminated as well. LA Valiant looking very strong here at the start of this round, pushing forward towards the dropship to clean up the kills and deny them from even touching the point at all.
It looks like it's going to be 100-0 here. There's no way to get back on this point.
Wrecking Ball coming around from the side. Can he get there in time? Yes, he does.
But can he flip it? I don't think so.
No, everybody else pushing over. He is completely alone. The pile driver will pop them up. He makes it around the corner. Mega Pack will be picked up in time for him to stay alive, and as Elsa pushes back over, we'll just get taken down. The grab in from KSF to try to lock up the remaining members. Aiming dead as he hits the ground there with the pile driver. And it's just a matter of time here as the Valiant will bleed the Hunters dry and let that OT bar tick down.
Another Coalescence here for Kariv, and that's going to lock it in. That's the big difference here between this squad and how others would run a composition like this is Kariv on the Moira. And I personally feel that Kariv has been outperforming Izayaki in a lot of ways, and just having this extra hero in his wheelhouse is something that leads to, you know, great, successful fights against a team that's trying to burst. You know, you're trying to burst one single target down, right, or weaken everybody, then go in and finish them off with the Pharah and the Wrecking Ball. But when there's burst healing to counter the Pharah damage, as long as you don't get that kill, you build a Coalescence very quickly. You can use that to shut down the Pharah. You can use that to engage on choke points. Now he's going to swap over to the Ana. And the Hunters just want to keep running this, right? We're going to have Elsa this time on the Sombra. We did swap eventually last time. And Yang Xiaolong on hit scan. Although, looks like the Valiant want to match. So this is going to be a Widow v Widow duel. And the Pharahs are going to have to be aware of this.
KSF, let's see what he's got for us. Whether or not he can shut them down. See Kariv coming in. First time not on Junkertown.
Yep.
And so far, so good. Not so much for KSF.
Yang Xiaolong is just so clutch on these DPS heroes.
And there's no way to get a res on the KSF because he would have to put himself very much in danger. Fate into the back though, manages to find the kill on the kill. Res will be there for you, Yveltal. Try to put him back into the fight. Point locked down by the Valiant, ticking up very slowly. But a lot of pressure being applied by Jinmu right now from the skies. Flip getting ready to come in. Can they contest this? KSF gets a little bit of revenge. Finds a hit there on a young Xiaolong, takes him out. Jinmu pushing back, keeping himself safe as that barrage gets ready to come online.
Now they really need the combo this time with the EMP and the barrage together. They should just reset.
Looking for a little bit more. Very aggressive push in from the Pharah, and space is there.
This push should, in theory, be better than Elsa's last EMP push, where they didn't have the follow-up damage, they didn't have the mines, the barrage was used previously. This one should be good. They can also use the Widowmaker ultimate to scout out where everyone is before it happens, so that they have full information about how to get the maximum value of this and avoid Diva. That's going to be the biggest issue. Here comes Among.
Yep. And onto the point, Minefield going to be dropped over here on top of KSF.
No. EMP,
Agilities. Look it up. That's a bit of a jump scare. The shot is so perfect. Takes him right out of the sky, and Custa follows up the pharmacy duo, working together to take down their opponents.
And the EMP hits only one member. It hits KSF, who's not really too concerned about being hacked. As we're going to watch this again with KSF. It's popping off here on the Widow.
This is the shot onto Elsa. Wrapping around the back. There it is. The translocator gets the spot.
Yep.
Oh, it's dirty.
And this is just... The Chengdu Hunters know their win conditions, but they can't execute on them because KSF is giving them so much trouble on this Widow. Jinmu's dead. You can't even engage. That barrage isn't going to happen. Yang Xiaolong knocked off as well. Agility's playing out of his mind.
Oh, man. Another kill. Another concussive blast. Leading to somebody's death. Amon getting slapped. The barrage going to be popped. They push forward. Good look away by Agility's right there. Minor little play. Now, Yveltal managing to get the res. That's going to be very big for the Hunters as they try to get something done to the point. But again, we're 99-0, so they have to make it happen now. But
Jinmu can't
going to be
barrage.
taken down again. Fate pushing forward, has the nano. They managed to get the Mercy to tag in onto the point, but Yveltal just doesn't stand a chance. It's melted down, and that'll be OT dwindling away. LA Valiant start things off with a victory here on Lijiang Tower.
And not only do they get a one-sided victory here on Lijiang, but they do it playing Chengdu's own style. That's worrisome going into a 4-map series like this one. You're getting beat already at your own game. This is a great look for the Valiant.
Very big step up. Control out of the way. Let's see what happens when he come back for Assault.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. Iconvalda is an especially fun map for Sombra, and Ding from the Shanghai Dragons shows you why. Translocating from the rooftops, Ding falls into the whole Florida Mayhem team, lets an EMP rip, and allows Gamsu to earth-shatter them down.
That's a huge one. Whoa, it's a big EMP into a huge earth shatter from Gamsu, actually. The timing on that was impeccable.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The LA Valiant able to start things off with a bang, picking up a 2-0 victory on Lijiang Tower. The Hunters looking out of sorts.
Certainly looking out of sorts here, Kilios, and I feel like Agility's his Pharah defeating Jinmu in the 1v1 there, knocking him out of the sky, also putting extra pressure on the Chengdu Hunters meant that KSF had an easier time hitting line of sight. People often think of the Widow v Widow, and we saw this was meta for so long in Korea and a little bit in Overwatch League last year, where you have Pharah Widow versus Pharah Widow. Oftentimes, the pressure that the Pharah gives you as the Widow makes it difficult for you to win the Widow v Widow. Sometimes you get picked by the Winston, for example. There's a lot of ways things can go wrong, but the Pharah makes such a big difference, and Agility's absolutely nailed it.
I mean, could be a very big pick coming into Paris. We've seen a lot of Pharah on this map. Will we also get some bunker coming through?
That is the question. You know, that's something that I think that the Chengdu Hunters would not shy away from. They love that style.
Well, already showing it a little bit, but not the Bastion, for now at least.
It's a Junkrat Pharah defense with Torbjorn, so this is not standard by any means. It's not the normal way you set up a bunker, but it has been done before, usually with the Torbjorn instead of the Bastion, and oftentimes Junkratless, but there's a lot of different variations. I won't get into all the technicalities of that, but
as long as you stand behind the Orisa barrier, it's a bunker, basically.
Exactly. It's called a bunker comp because it looks like a bunker, it operates like a bunker. Valiant are going to have to scout this and then respond to this, so we'll see them probably come up and check this out. So we're going to see Kareev try to get an opening hook. Actually going to stick with it, so
it's going to push forward.
Let's see how they respond once they figure out that it's Pharah, Torbjorn, and the Junkrat. It's not going to be easy to get into hook range with all that damage and pressure coming at you. You can see them behind the shield there.
One shot from KSF on the Jinmu at the beginning, but doesn't have the best line of sight here. Maybe trying to pop up over the buildings, perhaps. Body shot coming in. Jinmu makes his way back out to safety, though. A lot of damage forward on the KSF. Will have to get pocketed by Custa.
This is actually starting to look pretty good for the Valiant. They've actually gained a lot of ground. Once you get on top of the point with the Roadhog, it's done. You can break it. Just getting there is the problem, and he's nearly on it, Kariv is.
Trying to work their way through, still playing up here in the choke. They're trying to find that pick, but fortunately for the Valiant, it's going to be Yang Xiaolong who happens to find one first, and now Custa going to be taken down as well.
They're going to have to reset.
Yep.
And Custa dying means you can't res Fate, and that's one of the reasons why you run the Mercy in this. So
there's no way they stay here. Okay.
Well, they're just going to look for the last part of this Rip Tire, which can really be your saving grace and against any type of push. I don't know if this comp for the Valiant is really appropriate. So what the Roadhog does for you is, again, if you get on the point, you can hook, you can get that kill, you can take the point. You can also break the barrier very quickly with right clicks. It's one of the fastest things you can do to break a barrier. You can see him doing it right now. But I don't know if he's really going to get into position with all the pressure that's being put on him and all the ults that are about to come online here. That's what I'm more worried about for the Valiant is they don't have any ults to break this open outside of the Hanzo Storm Arrow, or excuse me, Dragon Strike.
We'll still do have at least the Diva with the defense matrix to try to mitigate this barrage that is online for Jinmu. Pushing his way into the back, Custa nearly getting taken down. Barrage going to be invested. Push forward.
I don't know about
That's
that one.
going to be the kill. So they managed to find one, but Custa survives, pops the Valkyrie, and gets the res on the KSF. Now Jinmu going to be out of the fight, and he is unresable at the moment for Yveltal.
Yeah, he can't be rezzed here. Roadhog coming up. Whole Hoggin.
Tire coming out, but it's going to be taken down. Fate manages to find the kill onto that one. The whole hog not going to get too much value.
But they have the numbers advantage now, and they can push through.
Yep, there's another one.
And they can use the Dragon Strike to make sure they can secure this. This isn't that big of a deal. Yeah.
Dragon Strike thrown through the building. Yang Xiaolong going to be taken down again. Among sitting here. So little HP.
Molten Core is
thrown
good.
down onto the point. Jinmu coming back on that Kenji actually managed to finish off KSF. Among, however, going to be finished off. Now they start ticking up here onto the point. Elsa
Dash
trying to play
resets.
forward. Has to work his way into the side room. Jinmu getting pocketed, but Kariv is there. Has the kill on the res with agilities back into the fight.
That was a huge kill onto Jinmu. He was getting dash resets. He was about to get out of control. I don't think that the Hunters could touch this point and contest any longer. There's the Halt Hook.
Oh, actually takes 3 shots to take down the Torbjorn. Push forward, Battle Mercy coming in. Know that they have to get the reset right now as the cap goes over to the Valiant. So 5 minutes on the clock to try to take B.
I think the Hunters should swap over to Sombra plus, you know, the Reinhardt's Aria. They're not going to do it. They're going to play their style. Jinmu's at half a blade. They want to play aggressive. This is very much a Chinese style of play. Roadhog ultimate here is one way to break open this point.
Supercharger thrown through into the back.
Hack
Goes Among.
That's going to cancel this as well.
Yep, hack onto Kariv. Get the interruption there. Bomb going to be thrown out by Space, looking for the pick. Yveltal's actually going to be taken down. Jinmu trying to wrap around the backhand side, get the rest of this Dragon Blade online.
The Nano Boost was used earlier, so there is not going to be a Nano Blade now that this blade is ready. This is chaos.
Through, one tick nearly taken. Push up around the corner. KSF looking for a target. Take Among low. Jinmu going to be eliminated, but Fate lost in the mix of things. And now Custa gone, so they can't get a res to put the Orisa back through. Tick almost snagged. Can't quite get it. Still playing forward, though. If they could break Elsa out of the mech, they might actually be able to get that tick. But now EMP going to be thrown in. Catches the remaining members of the Valiant who are playing forward. They have to peel back. They probably have to change up some stuff in the
I
comp.
think they will, and the other thing about this too is, ooh, don't want to get staggered here. The other thing is the blade now is ready with Nano Boost because they defended long enough, so that's a great way to get in there and blow up the backline, kill Custa, kill KSF. Agility is swapping over to the Brigida here because he knows he's going to need to try to shut this down. Don't know if he'll be back in time though.
Jinmu getting jumped on, 25 HP. Manages to make it out. Elsa finishes off Space.
So many resources committed to Jinmu, that hurts them big time.
Yep, Kariv just trying to stay alive, taking a breather. Now going to have that one on cooldown. Fate keeps himself safe with the bubble. The res comes in. They put Space back in. The mech will come back through.
Here's the Nano Blade.
Nano Blade going to be drawn out, looking for a target. Fate the first one. The hook coming through. He survives with 14 HP. Dashes over. One more swipe. Gets rid of KSF. Does it with a bit of flair.
14 HP is just enough. That's all you need. Still get to do full damage regardless of what your hit points are. That was really well executed by Jinmu. And that combo finally sets them up. We will see swaps here for the Valiant, putting KSF onto the McCree. And that's an extra stun to help deal with Jinmu. It's going to be an extra stun to help deal with both the Sombra and the Wrecking Ball. These slippery heroes that are going to, you know, come into your backline, harass you, then escape because they're so quick, they're so hard to lock down. Among swaps over, though, to the Reinhardt, so not going to be as useful, but still going to be great against the Sombra.
Well, bank drained down below 2.5 minutes. Now,
Kyo,
which is going to snipe KSF.
That's huge. So hard to kill a McCree in this composition without hitting headshots, and he's the only real hero who could do that at range. KSF swaps now over to the Zarya. Too many hero swaps here for the Valiant. The Chengdu Hunters have kept this ult advantage because they've always had an advantageous composition. The Valiant were stubborn. They were not going to commit to hero swaps early on. They thought that the ult advantage they had, the whole hog, etc., was going to be enough. They stayed on those heroes for too long. Swapped over late to the McCree. Doesn't work out. Now it's over to the Zarya. There's no grab. They're losing way too much time. What was a great time make is now no longer.
EMP going to be coming out. Yang Long pushing forward. Barely gets saved there by the armor pack. Jinmu helping to keep him alive. The cleanup comes in. Suddenly, Hunters look like they might be able to maintain control of this point B. Valiant struggling at every twist and turn.
The only way they could have won this fight is if Agilities had somehow shield bashed Yang Xiaolong. Otherwise, there's no way you can win that fight. You don't have a sound barrier. You don't even have a nano boost. So you've already accepted this is a lost fight. The next fight is the one they've got to win. The next fight is the one that has to really blow up the Hunters. They need to use nano boost probably onto Fate. As he engages here, that could lead to a pick. That could force out support ultimates. That's their win condition here. If they don't win with this one, there's going to be another EMP, and they're going to hold B. So this push is so important right now. They got one tiny window.
Griff hearing that hack going off, couldn't quite nail the sleep dart. Now he himself going to be hacked. He's playing forward the rest of his squad. So far going to be fine, but like you said, the nano boost cannot come out from Kariv yet. Now he's going to be unhacked. The nano instantly going to be thrown down. Bomb coming in. That's going to be KSF getting picked by Elsa, but Fate finds Among. Shatter coming through, or rather the sleep dart connecting on the Jinmu. He'll be taking a nap here on the point. It stands back up. Valiant, a member down. They don't have the Zarya, their biggest damage dealer, going to be taken out.
Custa needs to build that sound barrier. He needs it so quickly.
EMP is ready. Yang Xiaolong goes forward, throws it down. 4 members going to be hacked out now, and Fate just disappears. They find the kill, and now we're into the final 20 seconds for the LA Valiant on this push. Have not been able to gain any percentage on B.
Now, all this rally is going to tick away slowly, but some of it will remain when the Valiant try to come in and touch the point. Yang Xiaolong switches over to Zarya. He knows they have no way to really break this. KSF swapping so late, not a grab. It's going to have to be Fate and the sound barrier. Going to have to see a shatter.
Shatter coming out from Among, not going to be able to find anything. Space pushing forward, tries to force out that OT, but it costs him the Mac.
Fate's got the shatter now, he needs to use it well.
Now he's got the bait, he's going to die! KO picks him off, Fate going to be taken down, and the Hunters have basically done it! They zone them off the point, they give them no percent.
Much better understanding of how to swap heroes for B and keep their ult advantage. Los Angeles Valiant were playing that entire B attack run with one hand tied behind their back. Always down ultimates, always inferior compositions. And it looks like we might be going to a tied series if something crazy doesn't happen here for them on the A defense.
I mean, need the full hold here to try to get the victory and move up 2-0. Let's see if they can do it when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Hunters pulling off a successful defense at point B. Do not give any ticks over to the LA Valiant. Now, just need to go forward. Cape, get that 33%, and they have tied up this series.
Yeah, it's a rough look right now. I mean, the team leads, the LA Valiant lead the series, but it doesn't look like this will be their map unless they can really pull off a great hold here. They were just kind of, they ran the Roadhog. They put Kareev on Roadhog. We know he's very good at it, and it is often a flex support role for Roadhog, as weird as that sounds. In this meta, that is where you slot him in oftentimes. And the Roadhog was good to break the barriers. He did eventually take A, but they were so convinced that their best way to, snowball into B was to use the whole hog. Got hacked and denied. They swapped KSF later on to the McCree. Was instantly killed by Keo at range. Unlucky, unfortunate, right? And then they eventually swapped over to Zarya, but it was too late. They had to deal with nano blades. It was kind of a mess across the board. We are going to see Yang Xiaolong run the attack Sombra here with Pharah. For the Valiant, they do have their own Sombra to match. And it is going to be that Pharah battle again, this time more legitimate because there's no Widows actually to get in their way. We have seen a lot of hacks onto the Pharahs though.
Well, Jinmu looks like he's opting out of this one.
It's hard.
What he wants to go for.
It's hard as the attacking team to have an advantage with Pharah because you are going through a choke, and you can just straight up counter, hard counter with the McCree if you can hit your shots, and we know he's so good at doing that.
That he is. So Jinmu just going to be over. Back onto the Brig. The D-Matrix denying all this damage coming through from Yang Xiaolong, but Elsa still manages to find the kill on the Fade. Among dangerously low, hacked out at the moment, can't really do much. Flashbang in. Among will get taken down, but Space is out of the mech, so the front line of the Valiant have a very rough time. Heal deny, however, on the Bionade, catches 3.
Still going to get healed up, though. There's no follow-up. He is able to roll away and escape. Now they're on the point.
Costa's taken down. That's, probably going to be A. Going over to the Hunters, going to be just shy of 7 minutes. KSF not really finding an opportunity to push forward. Probably just wants to save that EMP for the point B defense because they got to get strapped in. It's going to be a long while if they can pull this off.
Yeah, and the best they can hope for is a draw. Yeah, so I really like seeing Yang Xiaolong on this hero. He's so good at it, and I like the idea of keeping him on it right now because you have so much time in the bank. You can do this push, you can build the Deadeye, and you can hope for that one lucky pick. With all the disruption that Among is going to give here, especially when he gets his minefield out, it's going to be so powerful.
That's going to be the hack coming through. KSF looking to shut him down. Jinmu going to be eliminated now. Among dropped as well. Seems like the first volley going well for the Valiant, but the Hunters didn't invest anything, so they're still going to be pushing back through with nearly 6 ultimates. Yveltal the furthest one away.
Do see no swaps for the Hunters. They want to run with this 6 ult push. And I like the setup there for the Hunters. They didn't panic about the EMP. They didn't actually try to avoid it. Keo was at 90% or so when that hit, so you just know, as the Valiant did previously, that's the lost fight. Okay, let's not use any ultimates. They committed in.
Time.
You have so much time, and now you can walk in with basically 6 ults. The Deadeye not even necessary here.
That's going to be 1. Now 2. Deadeye coming out. Not going to be able to find anything. Bomb thrown in. Yang Xiaolong makes his way over to safety, and they deny the remake from Space. Agility's under fire. Going to get shot. Yang Xiaolong comes up with the kill. Flashbang going to go wide on the concept, but they still get the shield bash. And that is going to inevitably lead to him getting taken down. Kyo finds it. They tick their way up. And the Hunters, they've tied us 1-1.
And it's a scary thing to see Yang Xiaolong on McCree again. He just keeps nailing this hero right now. And I don't think that's going to change. I think we're going to see a lot more McCree from this guy. And it's a cool extra layer for the Hunters in terms of all the different compositions they're running. They've got McCree up their sleeve as well. And it looks so good when he's on it.
Very rough start on Lijiang Tower, but they bounce back, tie up the series. So let's see who takes the lead when we come back after halftime.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
First match of the night is looking like a good one. After the Valiant got the win on map 1, it was the Hunters clutching it out on Paris to even things up at 1-1 at the break. Welcome back to halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Malik here. We got Bren and Mr. X. So far, this match has been highly competitive. A lot of talk at the beginning of the day about who would the Valiant start on flex support. Will it be Kareev or would it be Izayaki?
Red new.
Ren,
I knew. I
called it, bro.
Insider info.
I said, if I was coaching his team, I'd put Kareev in full time.
Maybe you are coaching the team.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm double dipping and they're paying me under the table. You don't know. Nobody knows. But they opened up with Kareev as well, playing very well. They're obviously taking in the Moira. You want to run the Moira against these heavy damage dealing compositions because you can put out so much healing. And just, Matt, you're agreeing. You're nodding with me, bro. You're looking happy.
What? I was
add in. Come on, jump in whenever.
I was
This is
actually
a rare occurrence.
I really liked the Valiant. I really liked the Valiant DPS lineup.
Yeah.
Looked really good. I think that was like one of the better games we've seen from
This is
KSF
sick.
at the beginning.
Yo, Agility's
Agility's
real,
sick
bro.
rocket here. I mean,
I gotta say, I love seeing Agility's back in his bread and butter playing that Farah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and KSF as well. I mean, we
Hopping
don't
on.
really talk about this guy, but I mean, he had a rough 2018. And coming into 2019, I mean, now that he's got this stage presence, it always felt like he was a bit shook,
Yeah.
when he was playing on that main stage. It's nervous up there. Do you remember the talent takedown? You were crying up there. You were so nervous.
No, don't throw me onto the talent takedown bus. I
You
mean,
can barely play.
That is sideshow. We gave him
That's
off.
true, actually.
Guys, why are we bringing back these bad memories right here, man?
Let's kick it
Stay
up
away
next
from that.
week.
That's in the past. Leave it alone. All right,
don't
so
want to revisit it.
the Valiant, they were able to pull out the map 1 win, but then going into Paris, it turned completely toward the Hunters' favor. What do you guys think about that match?
I mean, the map definitely suits the
Yeah, it's
Hunters.
the Hunters.
They
Yeah.
love to play
Play style.
Orisa. They love to play these weird compositions. Anything they can play Fire on, anything they can play Junkrat, they're going to have a whale of a time. And Valiant, I don't know what they were doing with this opening composition.
I mean, playing this into what the Hunters were going to play and what you had an idea they were going to play, it wasn't really ideal. And Jinmu with the Dragon Blade here towards the end. Well, we were joking in the back. It's like, how many other main tanks in the league are there specialties? Wrecking Ball and Orisa, right? I mean, like that skill set's so bizarre. But Aim
exactly.
makes it work. He's so good.
The history of Overwatch, the main tank players, you need to play Winston, you need to play Reinhardt. Eamon can play he can play a bit of Reinhardt.
He can play Reinhardt.
Yeah, his Reinhardt's okay, but it's okay at best, It's not a fantastic
We haven't seen him
thing.
play Winston yet.
Exactly, he doesn't play Winston.
Not play anyone.
It's kind of insane to think that we've got these players, we're quite far in the lifespan, I guess, of Overwatch.
Yeah.
And these players are now developing where they can just come out on these unique roles, these niche heroes, and just kind of dominate, and you can build a style around it. I think that's super cool.
I was going to say, don't you think that's a little bit commendable, though, that they have their own playstyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of other teams, they kind of just keep playing the meta, which I think you definitely can, right? But I think when you have a specialist like Eamon who can play the Wrecking Ball at such a high level, and I think Wrecking Ball is definitely a difference maker as a hero just in general, you have to try and build around it. You also try and have to build around it because his Reinhardt's not great and he can't play Winston. But no, this Wrecking Ball is so good, it kind of makes up for it.
Yeah.
I agree.
You got to make the meta, not let the meta make you. Now, Bryn, you called the Valiant winning this match, and you called the Hunters match. So you guys going to stick with your picks going into the second half?
I still feel good about the Hunters. I don't know what you feel about the Valiant, but I mean, you're the coach. So if you were the coach of the Valiant, what are you going to do here? Second half, what are you
Honestly,
doing?
though, Valiant have impressed me quite a bit because
They have, yeah.
they're playing a lot of the DPS comps. And the one thing I've seen Chengdu struggle with is against teams that can play the DPS comps very well. I'm talking Hangzhou, Shanghai, Gladiators as well come to mind. They play wacky comps.
That's true.
They match Chengdu, they struggle. When Chengdu play against teams that stick with a triple tank, triple support all the time, that's when they start winning. Valiant, they seem to know what to do here. They were playing some wacky stuff in the first game in Lijiang. I think they continue this pace, they're probably going to be taking it.
But we got Kings Row coming up next. Is this a map that Hunters can play one of those wacky comps on?
The
Or
Hunters play a really wacky comp on defense. They play like a Farah,
Yeah.
Torbjorn, Orisa
They play
set
some
up
wild. I mean, it's
on
Chengdu.
Kings Row. They have in the past. So it'll be interesting to see if the Valiant have game plan for that.
All right, well, we got another crazy half coming up. It's all tied up, baby. We got the Hunters and the Valiant tied up at 1-1. Who's going to come out victorious? We're going to find out in just a bit. Stay tuned.
Enter for a chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime trip for you and a friend to attend the 2019 Overwatch League Grand Finals and get the latest 9th-gen Intel Core i9 processor. Visit intel.gg/Core i9 to enter now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are all tied up here after the halftime show. 1-1, Paris to the Hunters, Lijiang to the LA Valiant. Somebody going to be looking to take a lead as we get ready to move on to King's Row for our hybrid map.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm starting to lean towards the Hunters clinching this one out. They look really good in terms of what they're running, their minds and abilities to run the comps they're running and have better ultimate usage is really impressive, to be honest. And we'll see if they keep Yang Xiaolong in, but he is killing it on all sorts of heroes right now. His hero pool is so massive. His McCree is always my favorite, but I don't know if the Valiant can keep up, and the momentum has definitely been swiftly taken away from them.
Yeah, really kind of just pull the rug right out from underneath of them. Hunters looking alive. Looks like they woke up since Lijiang Tower, now coming back in, seeming to be a lot more comfortable in the series, but we'll see how that continues. They talked about it during the halftime show, the wacky comp that Hunters usually run on King's Row. Do we get to see that again here today?
That's the question, and we talked about, very briefly the way that on Lijiang, the Chengdu Hunters got out DPS'd, which is super rare in a mirror matchup that you would think that they would excel at because they play it almost exclusively, but as Bren was mentioning, oftentimes when teams match them, it's like you're running a comp, but running the mirror is not something you scrim that often, right? You're not practicing Widow v Widow and Pharah v Pharah. You're practicing how to utilize this composition against 3-3 and other variations of the like. Agilities this time looks like on the Hog.
Yep.
So a bit of a more unusual one. Usually, as mentioned, is flex support, but we've seen Agilities play a lot of Roadhog in the past. Hook halt combo is very powerful with Fate on the Orisa, so you can look for easy grabs. It's also going to pair well with the headshots.
Well,
KSF.
Right now, Jinmu on the Junkrat, Yang Xiaolong on the Hog, but Elsa pushing forward with the Symmetra.
It's about to get crazy, so
yes, it is.
Watch for the Roadhog grabbing these heroes.
DP straight to the point. Barrier going to be thrown down the hook onto space. They knock him out of the mech. They absolutely annihilated with the help of Jinmu. Already 2 ticks going over to the side of the Hunters. They have to drop down. They have to contest, but no one can really push forward against this comp. They get the heal denied, the Bionade in. They're managing to stay alive because of the Immortality Field. Another teleporter set and ready to go. Kusa going to be melted down by Elsa. And that's just it. 5:42 on the clock. Elsa filling the kill feed. He is devastating everybody.
And the thing about this comp too and how it's run is you just create a bunker as the attacking team on the point. And that's why I said watch for those Roadhog hooks. You see Space tries to come in and disrupt, but he's hooked immediately.
Oh, we're taking this box for a ride.
And there's so much burst damage inside that bunker. You can't break it. You can't get through. And Elsa's going to have his ultimate here fairly soon. And it's going to actually be pretty impactful against the comp that the Valiant are trying to run. They won't even be able to get heals through that shield when it does go up. You can see he's actually looking to set it up in a flanking position.
A lot of damage coming through. We'll just go ahead, pull off that high ground.
Well, strap yourselves in, everybody, because this is going to be nuts.
This has already been one of the most exciting starts to King's Row that I've seen. But as I say that, Yang Xiaolong going to be taking down the Immortality Field just a little bit too late. And even that going to be destroyed by Agilities. Also pushing forward, pops the wall. Looking for a target. We'll be able to see Fate with the help of Jinmu. That remote bomb takes him down. Elsa continues to be massive on the Symmetra.
I mean, we talked about how good what we just saw from Agilities was on Pharah on Lijiang, and now we're watching Elsa take him out of the sky with Symmetra right clicks. And this is pretty insane. Here comes Space from behind.
Yeah, Fate as well going to be joining in. That's going to be the Amp-Matrix thrown down. Trying to stay alive already. Fate having used that adaptive shield. Pile drives back in, trying to find Elsa. Has the pocket, though. The healing coming through from Yveltal is enough. Jumps over to the side. They just TP back over. Among, however, not going to be able to make it out with his life. But the teleporter plays going up clutch for the most part, or at least being entertaining. The Valiant will finally stop them on this push.
I think we'll have to see swaps come through. The lack of a second tank here in the composition of the Chengdu Hunters is what really hurts them, as Kyo going to get taken out by the Storm Arrows here. You can't really last with a composition like this forever because you don't have any peel, and your DPSs start to fall apart. It becomes very brittle once Among either dies or has to use his shield and then escape. Then Elsa can't live on the Symmetra. We're going to see a swap over to Yang Xiaolong's McCree. Once again, this is going to be a great response to Agilities on the Pharah, just like we've seen previously. And everything else kind of maintains the status quo. You've got Elsa back on the Diva. This next fight is really all about Elsa, in fact, because if he can't block this barrage, then this is going to be an easy wipe for the Valiant.
Well, maybe looking for the setup. They saw the defense matrix has already been used. Kill going to get picked, so good start. Single kill off the self-destruct. That will slow up the Hunters considerably. Among pushing forward, pile driver not really going to find any hits. Agility's just continuing to play around the corner steadily, pumping out these rockets, waiting for his opportunity to use that barrage. Dragon strike in from KSF, this time not going to lead to any kills. But Valiant still in control of the cart, and KSF picks off Yang Xiaolong.
Yep, this is going to be a one-team fight for the Valiant. They don't even need to use this barrage. In fact, the longer this fight goes, the better for the Valiant as well. You see Elsa gets demeched.
Yep.
And if he's staggered here, that's going to be an even bigger problem. He does not. But he can just hold on to this barrage, and there's total control right now for the Valiant around these chokes that happen on this map. So Yang Xiaolong can't get line of sight without exposing himself around a corner. He doesn't get much value to the McCree because he can't utilize his long range of fire on this hit scan because he has to go around a corner first. And when he does, he's getting blown up by KSF and Agilities.
Minefield coming out. KSF going to get caught up in it. Let's get taken down. They're retreating. Just going to be grabbing that mini pack to try to stay alive. Xiaolong trying to clear out these mines from Fate. They're pushing their way up. Jinmu takes down Kuriv with a whip shot.
Okay, this is their chance. Now he's got line of sight. Now he can knock him out.
Yep, Custa going to be taken down. Bomb coming up over the top. Pile driver in. Yang Xiaolong still going to be safe, but Kyo gets eliminated. A double now for Yang Xiaolong, however, as he gets rid of that pharmacy.
He escapes.
Fan of the hammer, trying to get rid of Fate. Takes him low, but can't get the kill yet. But now the Hunters make their way over onto the cart. They pop out space, and that'll be B grabbed up as soon as they can finish off Fate in the back.
All right, great push here for the Chengdu Hunters. All it takes is a little bit of elbow grease to get him into position, Yang Xiaolong, and he's just going to knock that Pharmercy out of the sky. Doesn't want to stick with this anymore, though. He's just going to go back home and swap over to the 3-3 with the rest of his teammates. Will be the Zarya for him. Not a hero he's particularly known for excelling at, but this is what you need when you only have 2.5 minutes left. You don't want to lose a fight with McCree, then always have KSF ahead of you, and also you don't want to have Kareev's trances ahead. You've got to maintain that ult economy. It's a good time to swap.
Also just going to be spamming away here with his Sombra, trying to build up for that EMP to get them over the finish line. Among to get a lot of damage, but Yveltal will take even more space. Pushes forward, finds a kill onto the enemy Lucio. And now the retreat call coming through, but not many members are going to make it out with their lives.
And Yang Xiaolong dies early. It does not do much damage. He put most of his left click, his beam into shields there. So now KSF is really leading the charge in terms of Zarya ults. And the fact that Kyo has his trance ahead of time might not actually matter here because there's no fight they can take right now where that's going to put them into an advantageous position until the EMP or until the grab. And so LA Valiant have a great opportunity to take the fight to the Hunters here, and they know it.
Rally going to be outmatched on either side. Jinmu up into the front, swinging away. Shatter coming down, catches two. Still no one going to be dead. Yo keeps them alive with that Transcendence, but now that's going to be the grab coming in from KSF. They have to use the beat in response. Yang Xiaolong still taking a lot of damage, though. And Amon going to be finished off, so Valiant maintaining control of the cart for now. Pushing forward, looking for some extra charge.
And that's the problem. We were talking about the trance. You used it to deal with the shatter. That was great from Fate. But then afterwards, the grab comes through. There's no trance anymore. And you see the pick come through. Yang Xiaolong almost being the second to die there. He escapes. He gets to keep his energy. This is the push they need to win with right now. The EMP into the grab. That's what they absolutely need. Kareev and Custa. This is all on them.
Waiting for their opportunity. Throw that one down. Fate going to be disappearing. Custa unable to use the beat. Kareev there with the Transcendence to keep everybody else alive. But the card is advancing without that Reinhardt to play the front. Grab comes in. Beat now out from Custa. Bomb to the back. Manages to find aim on space.
Bomb.
Takes him down, but now they have to contest the cart. Custa going to be taken out. Elsa finding the kill. 30 seconds remaining. Hunters have to wait for Among to rejoin.
Yeah, they're actually playing really timidly right now. I think they could have been more aggressive with the numbers advantage they had. They do DMX space.
Grab goes out, but it's not going to find anything. Highly questionable for KSF to use that now rather than for the final push.
I think it's okay, though, because Yang Xiaolong lost all of his energy now, and he's going to have to return. They don't have an EMP. This is really on Among, playing in the Shatter's bad.
Shatter finds Agilities. He gets taken down, but Among's going to be dead. Fate up into the front now, drops the hammer himself. Doesn't find any additional stunts. He almost goes off the side of the map. Manages to hang in here. EMP, it catches the rest of the team. Agility's trying to rejoin. Rally's going to be out. Space going to be knocked out of the mech. KSF holding on by a thread. Armor coming through. Transcendence going to be out. Karib trying to keep them all alive. Young Xiaolong going low. Now Kyo with the Transcendence of his own, trying to keep everybody alive. The pile driver coming in. Fade again. Almost going up the side of the map, but he manages to hang in there. OT Bar going to start plummeting very quickly if they can just clear them out. Amon playing this one slowly. Grab comes out from KSF. Beat is in from Yveltal, keeping them alive on the back of the cart. Starts inching forward again. Young Xiaolong so dangerously low.
He's going to survive.
Nearly with another shatter.
He's got the grab. There's no trance. If he can hit that grab.
Shatter's going to be coming in. He catches two on the cart. Jinmu and Elsa both going to be taken down. The grab comes in. Amon around the back trying to survive, but he just doesn't have the HP. The barrier is there. The Valiant, they hold them off. A very extended fight, but they go ahead and they deny the finish on King's Row.
Massive shatters from Fate. Two big ones there at the end to keep them alive. If he didn't hit that shatter, the grab would have turned that fight on its head immediately. So coming up clutch in a tense moment there, they get the hold. The map is not over yet.
Dangerously close. Now the Valiant going to have to try to go to the distance to pick up that win and move up 2-1.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to King's Row. Make sure you guys tune in on the 15th year for the Talent Takedown presented by T-Mobile and the All-Star Arcade presented by State Farm. A lot of us, the casters, going to be participating, playing alongside some of these players who are in the game right now.
Yep.
Voted into All-Stars. You're going to help us take down Brennan Sideshow?
Well, if we get Amon on our team, man,
no problem. I think that Brent will surrender because he can't fight against Amon.
He can't fight against his deity.
Exactly.
It's against the rules.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, look at this. KSF going to look for the opening shot. I don't think he can stick with this. He's going to look for another one. I feel like the Valiant are really trying to hard force this composition to work. And if you get that kill, or if you get Kariv into position for a hook, it's great. But if you don't, you're losing a lot of time, and you're playing arguably an inferior composition against what the Junkrat Orisa setup is here on defense.
Whoa! Flying way up into the air there, Amon.
Big haul.
Sprouting some wings out, I guess.
Wings
flies up into the air for a little bit. Hook gonna be coming through though. Kariv lines it up. 2 kills over to the Valiant as they explode forward onto the point. Elsa manages to take down the Hog. But it seems like the damage is pretty much done. They're ticking up. The first one already coming through.
Yeah, if you can get into position to get Kariv that hook, that's all you need. But that's the hard part. They did way better at it this time than they did previously on Paris. Let's see if they swap or if they're going to keep running this. Because that was the other issue. After they took A on Paris, they stuck with this for way too long. Now you can already see the swaps coming through. Kariv back onto the Zen. Might just be standard 3-3. And with the Zarya coming into the picture, you know that's what we're getting. Well, we get to see more depth again with Amon on this Reinhardt. Remember, the first time he showed it was when he went toe-to-toe with Bumper in a series that went 5 maps. He's played it a lot more since then. But how does it rank against Fate's Ryan? I feel like Fate definitely the advantageous position here in terms of the tank v tank matchup.
Yeah, has had some, some rough times. Fate But that's the whole of the Valiant. But I think that I do have to agree with you here as far as the Ryan v. Ryan goes. Probably going to have the upper hand. Kriv looking to pop somebody there on the other side. Unable to get the kill, but HP bar is getting weakened for the Hunters. Velto going to be picked up. Kriv finds the shots. Gets rid of that Lucio. Now looking for the further cleanup. Transcendent still going to be used by Keel. Trying to hold this corner. Shatter out from Fate. Manages to find two. Among and Elsa both going to be hitting the ground. They're going to stay there as the kills come in.
Kariv is just smashing it right now. You know, Bren mentioned earlier that he thought he should be in over Izayaki. I echoed the sentiment earlier.
Seems like this duo of supports, honestly, has been quite good for the Valiant. The wins haven't really been there, but you can see some improvement.
Yeah, I mean, Kariv is just an all-rounded Zenyatta. Is he sometimes able to frag as well as Izayaki sometimes does? Maybe not as consistently, but I think in terms of decision-making, positioning, everything else that you need as a Zen, he's your guy.
Well, KSF being sneaky, comes around the side, the Shatter comes out, manages to catch three. Still just going to be Jinmu taken out so far, but as I say that, Kariv comes up with another kill. As Zhang Long going to be taken out of the fight. Among going to be dropped. Kariv going on a massive tear here, ripping apart the Chengdu Hunters.
4 final blows this map at the moment, Kariv, and, you know, he's been playing since the beginning of Apex. He's a player that's got so much, competitive history under his belt. Has he always been the strongest player in the league? No. Has he been on the strongest teams? No. But he has tons of experience, and it really shows here.
Well, just peeling back over towards the cart. We're poking out around the corner. That's going to be the grab coming in from Young Xiaolong. Looking for the setup. Among not going to be able to get the pin, but it doesn't matter because Elsa gets himself a double. They and KSF both going to be taken down now with triple as Custa gets finished off here at the end.
Yeah. Going to be finally the stabilization here of the Hunters. Remember, they're running Jinmu on Batiste, and that's the big compositional difference here is they're not running any Brigitte. So it's hard to set up, bash shatters. It's hard to set up self-destructs. But what you gain is insane burst healing. And it's crazy how difficult it is to kill a main tank or the tank line in general when there's a Batiste on the side, especially when the immortality field starts coming down.
Yeah, then it's literally impossible unless you can destroy that.
Yeah.
Pushes his way up, making sure that he's offering up some healing here to Elsa on the high ground.
Look at the mobility he offers over a Brigitte as well with his jump.
Yeah. That's going to be Amp Matrix thrown down as they try to push up around the corner. Immortality field will be used. Among, however, falling way too low, stunned up. The Zarya bubble comes in perfectly to keep him alive in time for the beat to hit from Yveltal.
He's still alive too.
Still up onto the top. Fate's going to be taken down. The beat from Custa just a little bit too late to try to save their main tank's life in the grab. Bit of a gross overcommitment here, but as I say that, Custa managed to find one, but I don't know if this is going to be enough for them to play forward. As I say it though, Elsa Book on the side. I'm going to be taken down. Custa coming up with some massive plays.
Custa coming up big. You know, you could see what happens though when you get into these chaotic fights when agility is also on the brig. Oh man, this is not where Yang Xiaolong wants to be.
No, it is not. Pushing up so very close. Still 3 minutes plus on the clock. LA Valiant, you would expect that they're going to be able to close this one out. Rally's going to be coming through. Immortality field used. Elsa's bomb into the back. KSF right in front of it. Didn't have the bubble in time as a post. Gets taken down. Dangerously low. The stun comes in from agilities. They finish him off. Spade's going to be knocked out of the mech. The grab comes through onto the cart. They will be able to clean these up. They managed to stabilize. But look how close Valiant are and how much time they still have in the bank.
They have a ton of time. And this is really a nail-biter of a match right now as the Chengdu Hunters have control of the high ground again. They have this Batiste. They can pick off at range. They can poke down these shields. And it makes it very difficult for the Valiant to engage without ultimates, right? They try to come in. They try to use their speed boost. Immortality field comes up. Burst healing comes down from Jinmu. And Among's going to win the tank v tank, in that kind of frontline battle because of the extra healing.
Shatter comes out, not going to be able to find anything. Shield still raised for Fate.
Pretty blind, that Shatter, too. Didn't really have any reason to use it there.
Fate, far away from one of his own. Swinging away, trying to get it. Armor pack comes through, keeps him sustained. Among taking a lot of damage here into the front. The barrier going to be broken down. That's going to be the Transcendence out. Sound barrier from the side of the LA Valiant. Immortality field going to be taken down. Still no one falling yet, but Yveltal getting dangerously close. Taking a lot of damage here. The back end of the fight. Beat's still going to be held by him. Transcends in from Karim as the grab comes through. Bomb up over the top. Not going to be able to find anything for Elsa, but he'll make it back into the mech. The Chili's going to be taken down.
There's the Shatter.
He remix. It gets the heat on KSF's grab. And the Valiant, they get shut down again on this push. Now 1 minute and 45 remaining.
No, redemption shadow there for Among. The previous one that he tossed in does not hit anything. It's blocked, but that's the big one. The eat comes on the grab, as you mentioned. And this looked impossible to hold. It looked like the Valiant were taking the lead in this series. They had the ult advantage, but it's the power of this Batiste, the extra healing, that puts Among in these positions, and they just keep controlling the high ground. The Valiant takes so much damage on their way to touch the cart itself.
Push their way forward. Shatter bomb. All they have to rely on at the moment. Bomb's going to be going into the back. Among flips around. Gets the block. Immortality Field's going to be taken down. Among going to fall. Amp Matrix thrown in. Young Zhao Long, however, dangerously low. Transcendence comes in from Kyo to try to keep him alive. Into the back as Yveltal will try to cause some chaos here. Now Transcendence out from the side of the Valiant. Grab going to be coming through.
Grab is good.
Gonna lock him in. The bomb is in from Elsa. Looking to shut them down. The kills aren't going to be there, but Fate's still going to be eliminated by
Look at the
Kyo.
Immortality Field.
Mortality Field going to be taken away. Elsa going to be sniped out by Kariv in the back. As he
But they
tries to
hold
build up
this.
for that next Transcendence, but he's got so far to go with 40 seconds remaining. Young Zhao Long, 100 energy, beaming down anyone that he can get his hands on.
This is so tense.
Looking for KSF, taking him lower and lower. Feeling a little bit of charge over to the enemy Zarya now. KSF, another grab, nearly ready to go. Elsa, can he take it away again?
We really need to. Kyo's not ready. He does not have that Transcendence. The grab could be the win moment here for Valiant.
Fate dangerously low, down below half. The grab going to be coming through out from the side of the Valiant. KSF locking them in. Beat comes through. Space not going to be receiving it, however, does not have that shield.
Look at the grab!
Answering grab comes in. That's going to be Fate dead, alone in the front. Now Agility's going low. Shadow comes in. Costa's taken out of the fight. And it looks like the Chengdu Hunters, against all odds, might be able to pull this one off. Kyo goes low, survives for a little bit longer. Space makes it back into the back. The Transcendence
The
going to be there.
trans?
They're trying to put him back into the fight. Karif doing everything that he possibly can. But Young Zhao Long is
Among on the
so
ball.
huge with this Zarya. They have to get rid of him. Amon comes back in with a wrecking ball. Gets a
KSF?
pop up. KSF dangerously low. Agility's returns. Amon's going to be taken out. Immortality Field's going to be gone. Elsa pushing for the bomb coming through. Needs this one to pop right in on top of KSF's head, but he
The
says
cart's
thank you very
rolling.
much. Gets the energy. They grab him off the cart, and the Valiant push it through. Give me a break. What a fight went on for an eternity, but they get it in the end to take the lead in the series 2-1.
Absolutely nuts. The Batiste made it so difficult to get those last closing kills, but they were able to make it happen there. Great endurance in that fight from the Valiant, making the right calls non-stop, and they're taking the lead.
Can we go to game 5? We're going to find out when we come back for Escort.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Valiant able to take the lead here in this series 2-1. But the Hunters, we know they're not going to go down without a fight. They're going to be looking to tie this up and extend this to a 5th and final map.
Yeah, and you know, we move into Gibraltar, which is a map that favors a lot of different compositions, but it also works with the, you know, Roadhog composition that the Valiant are running. You could see Widowmaker duels on A. I mean, the sky is the limit. I mean, with Torbjorn comps also viable, Symmetra. You can see double sniper attacks with Hanzo. this is one of the maps that has had the most diversity over its history across Overwatch League, Apex, Contenders, you name it. And, you know, in Korea where we had map picks, this map was picked very rarely, but it was usually for specific strategies that you would run because if we hadn't seen Gibraltar in a while, no one's really screaming on it, so you would come up with a surprise strategy. Same is true of China, where the Chengdu Hunters, of course, hail from. So I wonder what we will see here from them. They're on the attack first, so we don't really have that many hints just yet. The Valiant are running the, you know, traditional 3-3 Reinhardt Zarya. The Hunters will just identify what this is and then make a decision based upon that. They can run the Sombra, they can try to run this Jinmu Hanzo as well. It works very well bursting down tanks. Hanzo very commonly seen on A of Gibraltar for that reason. Put a Discord Orb on Reinhardt, break through his shield, or just kill him straight up.
Pop up over the top, but Valiant playing so far back. Young Xiaolong, going to take him a little while to try to get any kind of line of sight here.
If you don't challenge the Widow and the Widow just comes and pokes at you, you can usually get the cart through this lower, tunnel very quickly.
Interesting. Playing inside here. And yeah, they get the call here. Young Xiaolong's going to be swapping over to the Junkrat. If they want to keep playing in that side room, he's going to light them up.
He certainly is. And look at the flanking Jinmu here, trying to hit Fate from behind or break his shield, either or. It's insanely powerful what he's doing right now. Then the Junkrat comes in while the shield's turned elsewhere. You can see how much damage that Young Xiaolong is already getting done.
Drop down, Jinmu on the hunt, looking for Karib. The Storm Arrow's coming through. Manages to find the pick. Great flank around here from the Hanzo, and now Fate locked into the room by himself. Will get taken down. Young Xiaolong manages to find that kill. Will lose his life for it.
You can't deal with the Hanzo on one side and the Junkrat on the other at the same time, as you guys could see. So Jinmu's doing free damage. Now, they do win the fight. They do clean up the support line here. But now the Dragon Strike is ready, and you're not going to be able to operate around this room any longer with that. They're going to have to back off. They know it. And this is when the cart starts rolling again. Riptire could be on one side. You could see both ultimates used in conjunction with one another. And there's no support ults. Ooh, nice D-Mech.
Yep, that's going to be space taken out. Jump up over the top. Fate is trying to disrupt the Hanzo, but he cares not. He pushes back up. Storm arrows aplenty.
That's what I'm talking about. Hanzo is the counter to the Winston. You don't dive that Hanzo. It's not going to happen.
Well, now Riptire coming through. Space eliminated. Jinmu will be taken down. Winston does get the better of that one, and the tire popped into the front of Agilities. Had he been able to shut down the rally, would have been clutch, but needed to get it behind the brig. Was unable to do so. Grab coming out from KSM, the Dragon Strike rolling through. Bomb out from Elsa, manages to find one. Zarya gets taken down. Beat comes in right as Custa gets shot. Almost gets taken out. Hangs on for a little bit longer, and Karib pushing forward, manages to find the kill here on a Young Xiaolong, and now Kill's going to be eliminated as well. An absolute bloodbath at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think that they should continue to run this composition, the Hunters, though, because it's starting to lose steam very quickly. And the Valiant will come back and contest this one more time. Nice D-Mech here before they can really fully contest, so we probably will see this roll through. But how can you really make this work as we head into B? It's going to be a lot tougher. The Valiant are always going to have high ground advantage.
Agility's taken down. Jinmu still playing fiercely up in the face of Fate, but he'll be right back in. Fate? Oh.
Keo takes him out. I thought Yveltal was going to try to finish him.
I think he knew that he was dead. They had the wraparound coming through from Elsa to finish him off anyway. So.
This is really chaotic, Achilles, and also we're just seeing, the Valiant trickle in. You never really want to spread yourself this thin. They're going to stick with the composition, generally speaking, putting, Young Xiaolong back onto the Widow, but they have high ground control. This is the hardest part, and that trapped Fate there, and everything else means they get to keep it for free.
Massive damage there on Young Xiaolong. He'll be able to stay alive. Aiming, trying to make it out with his life. Drops the minefield, but doesn't really disrupt too much as far as the Valiant are concerned. Just pushes his way back over to the rejoin with the rest of the squad. Fate popping that Primal Rage, manages to find Keo, and Young Xiaolong going to be taken down by Space. So good stability coming through for the Valiant. Which is good to see, considering how far forward the Hunters were set up.
And now that the high ground is taken back away from the Hunters, you've got to swap here, and they are going to do it. You're not going to be able to take the high ground away from a team that's set up like this with the Hanzo Widow. I mean, you just can't get through the shields. You're fighting into a choke, so they have to swap composition to match. But the trade-off here is that you lose all that ult. KSF is at 66% to Young Xiaolong just spawned in the Zarya.
A lot of damage on the approach. Coming through. Keo falling low. Feels the pressure. Has to pop that Transcendence. Keeps Jinmu alive. And the cart going to be advancing for now. Grab coming in. Catches them the bomb out from space. Looking for the pop. They get the stun on Among, but it's not going to lead to anything. Can't get those kills there, but they get on a side of the bomb. They managed to come up with several here. Effective team wipe for the Valiant.
Yeah, and look at the ult charge again for the Zarya's. He's lapped him now. He's at 31 to 27. Used the grab, maintains the lead in grab. And so for the Hunters, who just used Trance too, you feel like you're in a lose-lose situation here. You have to hard engage onto this point to try to get ults, but you're at a disadvantageous position because of the high ground. You're taking more damage, you're feeding more ult charge over. This is really hard to break. We saw this in the battle for Texas as well, this exact situation. High ground wins
Push
out.
back there, Elsa gonna get knocked out. Really good isolation coming through. Buy themselves more time to the Valiant.
Yeah, and you just have to walk away. You don't want to feed any more ult charge over to KSF. You're already losing out in that regard. And the Valiant are chasing.
Yep. Young Xiaolong going to be taken down. Among gets the pin, but...
This exact same situation happened with Houston and Dallas just last week, and you could see the power of this high ground. You could see how difficult it is to build a grab. We had this exact same situation, and eventually, after several pushes, because Houston had that time advantage, they were able to build a grab. I don't know if Young Xiaolong gets it in 70 seconds here. Based on how the Valiant are playing right now, how much they're bullying him, I don't know if he's even going to get it. And if he does, there's already support ultimates to answer.
Well, up top right now, KSF still sitting at half energy. Rallies out from Jinmu. They make their way over onto the cart. We're down below a minute now, 55 seconds remaining for the Chengdu Hunters. Cart getting closer and closer. KSF going to have to push forward. He sees where Elsa's at. Needs this grab to land. If this one gets taken away, it'd be disastrous. Shatter down from Bait, manages to find one. The kill's not going to be there yet, but Space with a bomb comes up with two. Young Xiaolong and Among both going to be taken down, and KSF still holds on to the grab. 30 seconds remaining. He's going to have this for the final push of the Hunters.
And he's also going to be able to walk right back up to the high ground if he chooses to. And that means that the Chengdu Hunters are going to somehow have to, after this staggered diva.
Oh
man, the mega stagger.
Gets the kill.
And now you've got a grab, and that's it. Shatter, can't shatter upwards. You're going to have to try to pull KSF off the high ground somehow with a grab, isolate him, get up there with Eviltal. I mean, you don't have a lot of options here.
Grab comes in here at the entrance. The Shatter going to be coming down, manages to catch two. Transcendence is up. Kariv jumps down. Immortality Field going to be eliminated. He's getting the back door. He's actually going to get it. Oh my God. The heroic plays.
Huge plays. And that was an unwinnable fight. That was an unwinnable fight.
The fans in the studio on their feet in celebration of this man with the bold plays.
It was an unwinnable fight, so he took the risk. He went for it. And the Valiant do not see him. And now the Hunters are given a new lease on life here.
Oh, man.
And the ult economy is reset. They're no longer massively behind in that regard. They don't have to deal with high ground. That's it, man. Just trick them. Just get the Lucio into the cart. That's all you have to do. Huge plays. Risky. But when your opponent doesn't notice, you get away with it. Here's the bomb.
Bomb out from Elsa, throwing that one in over the top. Unable to find any kills, but Yveltal will be able to get a kill here on the Fate. Immortality Field thrown around the corner by Jinmu, just trying to keep everybody safe as they push forward, try to get as much space as humanly possible for this cart to advance.
Yeah.
Because the time bank was not good after the cap. They're now down to 35 seconds.
He throws it forward so they can walk into it as well while they try to get ult charge. Young Xiaolong still behind KSF, albeit slightly.
Bomb out from space, way into the back. Not going to be able to find anything, but Amon way too far forward. Going to be killed off by Fate. Final 20 seconds remaining. I don't think the Valiant are going to allow Yveltal to do it again. Mortality Field going to get cleaned up. Young Xiaolong taken down.
There's one more shot here, and it's going to have to be a tag. The cart is so far away. Yveltal has been spotted. This time he's not getting away with it.
Yeah, he's coming way around the side. Custa ready for his arrival.
He's going to get knocked away.
Yeah, they push him away. Makes it to the cart at the last second, but he's going to be taken down. Mortality Field going to get cleaned up. Kill playing forward. The Shatter, absolutely massive, but they have the sound barrier there from Custa to keep themselves alive. Transcendence as well going to be stacked in by Kariv. Exchange to the Reinhardt's Amon takes Fate off the side. Grab coming through, and the kills are there for the Valiant as they look to hold them off. Elsa throws in the bomb in desperation, but gets cleaned up. And this is feeling pretty darn similar to King's Row now. Just in front of the final point is where the Valiant need to go.
Yeah, very similar to King's Row in a lot of ways. There was that high ground both times that gave these teams so much trouble. But once we saw Yveltal get back there, backdoor the cart through to point B, they got to play on an even playing field. The problem was, it felt like Amon was playing for the Valiant. He was on the wrong side of the map most of the time because he was looking for these crazy charges. They knew they were down on ults, and sometimes you have to take a risk like that, look for a pin, then turn around and shatter. Those are the ways you can get back into a game like that when you're down on ults. You have to take risks. And it looks foolish, you know, when you see him do it, it doesn't work. But it was the correct play oftentimes in those fights. He just didn't get the pins he was looking for. You know, he traded with Fate. That was the best he ever got. Faster respawns obviously go to the defender there on C, on Gibraltar. What will we see them run on the defense, though? Because this is the X factor we were talking about. How many comps you could run. I'm going to watch this one more time.
He just slipped right past him.
Yeah, they just didn't see him at all. But when we talk about compositions that they're going to run here on the defense, you know, we need to discuss the potential here for something crazy from the Hunters. And so far, it looks just more like their attack. It's going to be the Widow, and it's going to be the Hanzo here with the Wrecking Ball. So, double sniper, you've got high ground, you're expecting Fate to run the Winston. I joked earlier when I said that the Hanzo is the counter to the Winston, but if you do meet a Winston, you've got Storm Arrows, and you can hit your headshots, you can win the 1v1. Yeah, it's usually never a 1v1. There's usually a Discord orb involved. So, you know, Jinmu's going to feel very comfortable seeing the Winston here in terms of that matchup.
Well, matching the double sniper for now, but agility's going to be taken out already. Yang Xiaolong finds that first kill. Among oversteps a bit, but Yang Xiaolong compensating for the Wrecking Ball here. Comes up with a double.
All right, he's got full line of sight right now.
Ooh, headshot. He's
And the
got a
mine.
sliver. How much HP was that?
I mean, probably less than 10.
He's got to be single digit. Crazy shot there.
Now, notice how he keeps repositioning himself. He never wants to be predictable against a Widow who has to reveal himself first. In KSF's case, as he goes around the corner. So he just keeps moving around high ground, low ground. That's how you want to play Widow in this duel, where you never want to be predictable. Because Yang Xiaolong gets the fire first. That's the defender's advantage here. So if you don't know where he's firing from, you're not going to hit him.
Jump coming through here onto the high ground. Yang Xiaolong falling low, but he'll get topped back up here. Gets the Infrasight up over the top. Oh, nearly lands that shot on the KSF, but
Dragon Strike.
Jinmu with the Dragon Strike actually manages to find agilities in the end.
He's kind of just farming these Dragon Strikes off of Fate every time Fate leaps up. He's just putting the Storm Arrows into him. Among's got the shield here. He should be fine. And that's going to be another hold. He doesn't even need the shield.
Does manage to keep the mech here at the
The
end.
cool thing about this sniper comp that the Hunters are running is when Fate is dead or he's disabled, he has to retreat. That's when everything opens up for Yang Xiaolong. He's like, your supports are out there. They better hide. They better run because I've got line of sight. I'm going to hit those headshots.
Take a look here. Yang Xiaolong coming up with that
So look at
double
this.
kill here at the end. Oof.
Anyone who's low on hit points, by the way, if Custa hadn't moved there, he would have been dead too. The second it opens up, you're getting in there.
Minefield thrown here onto the high ground. Bomb up over the top. Space manages to find Keo. Opening things a little bit here, and Jinmu going to be taken down by Fate with the Primal Rage as well. The res comes in onto Keo, but still man advantage over to the Valiant for now.
The Valkyrie's not enough to save them. They've lost their primary damage, and the Valiant could just rock through. They need to be careful about getting staggered here, but there's no way out. The trap.
He's going for the flank. They're not ready for this one, it seems. Transcendent's going to be used to try to keep them all alive. The cart, they can still contest this, but now they don't have that. Grim's going to be taken down. Yveltal going to be on the exchange. How long managed to find KSF and space going to be popped out of the max, so actually
It was a huge play.
They stabilize.
Yeah, Yveltal and Keo here surviving, and then they turn it around with Jinmu returning with his own Dragon Strike. Agilities doesn't even get to use his. That trance looked foolish at the time. It looked really bullish to think that they could somehow turn that fight, but Jinmu made it happen. Now Agilities is dead. Still no Dragon Strike, and
Oh, another one. He's so low. Sliver of HP, but they can't finish him off again.
this style was so popular on Gibraltar last year, and you could see why. How do you kill the snipers? You can't dive in with the Winston because he's going to get blown up by the Hanzo. And this is even more difficult because they have a Wrecking Ball.
KSF gone. You hear it right there. 60 seconds remaining for the Valiant, and they have to go basically all the way to the end if they want to close out this series with a 3-1. Otherwise, it really looks like map 5 is on the way.
I almost feel like we need to see a Genji here or something like that. I don't think they could break this sniper right now, barring, a huge mistake. Here's the Dragon Strike.
Through it, gets taken away.
Elsa!
Oh my lordy, Elsa comes
Extremely
up with
rare.
another major eat.
Extremely rare. Now there's no time. There's no time. They can't build a Dragon Blade if they want to swap to Genji. And this is checkmate in terms of composition. Yang Xiaolong is outperforming KSF. He has the advantage. Remember, you always have that line of sight. You try to dive with the Winston, you're diving blind. You don't know where he moved to. You don't know where Yang Xiaolong is standing. There's the Genji, but it's too late. You're going to have to get some dash resets here. We're going old school, 2-2-2. Let's see it, Kareev. Trance coming in.
Fate getting melted down. The Discord Orb helping to do so much. Has to jump out and try to get healed up. Agility's with the Genji. Can he do anything? Fate manages to find Young Long here at the end. KSF takes a lot of damage. Recall comes through, keeps himself safe. In the meantime, pushing through the underpass. Amon comes down with a pile driver. Kustuk falling lower and lower. Bomb over into the side, lands on the top. Space not going to be able to find anything. And Agility's is trying to stay alive. Dashes his way back over. Orb of Harmony comes through to try to keep him in the fight. Bomb out from Elsa. Gets rid of Fate. Space knocked out as well. Serious work being done at the moment by the Hunter's Diva player.
Agility's gets a kill.
Agility's comes up with a melee hit. And Long over onto the break, swinging away like a madman, just trying to find somebody to stun. Shield bash is available.
And everyone remembers why this isn't meta anymore. All
They
you
zone him
need.
off. The minefield is there. They can't stay on the cart without dying. And that's map 5 coming up.
And that's all you need. You pull the Brigida out. The Genji swap is too late. They gave him way too much time. Not able to build a Dragon Blade. Great play from Yang Xiaolong again here on the Widow. And Jinmu backing him up with the Hanzo.
Full hold there means we go to one final map to decide the winner. You don't want to miss it. We'll be back in just a bit. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the last match of the day, the last map of this series. Map 5 coming up, one final round of control to determine the winner here in this series. Valiant getting close, not so much on Gibraltar, but in general, had them at match point, but they cannot finish it off there. Now, we go to Busan.
They reached checkmate, or checkmate, what am I saying?
It's been a crazy series, my brain's a little fried.
They reached the point of checkmate on Gibraltar and couldn't really deal with the composition that they themselves were also running, but they were just getting outclassed by Yang Xiaolong. Now we're going back to Control, which is where we started things off this series with, Kariv playing the Moira, and we had, a lot of variations of the Pharah compositions coming out. Busan is another one of those maps where you could see a lot of that coming through, especially when we go into Sanctuary later on. Mecha Base is the one that does force you to play the most Zarya, just simply because of the choke points. The difference in compositions here is it's going to be the Wrecking Ball Zarya, so not a DPS comp, but still running the Wrecking Ball, versus a Zarya-less comp For the long term, I like the Chengdu Hunters composition better, but the EMP is the cheat code. And see if they can build it. It's actually going to swap off immediately, and this means the point will go to Chengdu Hunters here.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. That's a compositional mismatch. And that's part of control. You never know what you're going to get until you collide with the enemy team. And sometimes you get mismatched, and sometimes that's a free point.
Yep, off the Ana as well. Crib just going to be moving over onto the Zenyatta. Point now unlocked. Valiant pushing their way forward, but not going to be in time to contest this. So initial lockdown comes through for the Hunters.
Just the flanking threat here of the Wrecking Ball and the Pile Driver is going to force the Valiant to switch their attention.
Swinging his way through, Pile Driver into the back, Adaptive Shield comes through, up over 1,000 HP in total, and Karib has been picked off. Among still swinging through, looking for any additional kills, and that's going to be Fate taken down.
When the devs designed this hero, that is exactly what they had in mind, right? Go straight into the enemy team, get all the adaptive shields. You get more shields based on how many, members of the opponent's team are next to you. Knock up the support, and just kill him. Shoot him out of the air. That's exactly what
Minefield's going to be the first ultimate that comes on.
I know,
in the game.
And that's crazy. He did a ton of damage too. He was hitting all the headshots in that fight as well.
Over 1,000 so far. Minefield going to be dumped in. Space stunned for the moment. Fate getting juggled around. Will be taken down by Yveltal. So solid start here as the Hunters get ready to pass 50%.
I mean, imagine a minefield in a doorway. How are you going to walk through that one?
Yep.
It's not going to happen.
Pretty rough. Rally through from Agility's barely helping to keep KSF alive.
And now they can cycle to the next ultimate being used as the grab. They have so many advantages here. Force out the trance to be traded. Even if they lose the point, it's a good fight.
Elsa playing forward here. The grab going to be coming through. The bomb going to be thrown down straight up in front of them. You get the push out. Cussic's going to be taken down to trade on those Lucios. But now the sound barriers for either side not going to be able to be used. Transcendent still rolling here from Kyo, going to be expiring now. As Elsa joins in on the point, wasn't able to get topped up, and KSF with this high energy just goes ahead and melts right through everybody. So 85% here for the Hunters, 86 as they stagger a little bit, but Valiant finally get the flip.
With all the ults being reset, Among swapping over to Reinhardt here, I think this was exactly what the Hunters wanted. They used everything in that fight. They could have literally won the round from it. They didn't, but they forced all the ults to be used, traded, in their favor because they're the ones who have the control meter advantage. Now they're just going to try to race the ultimates here. They're going to try to rush up to that Graviton. They are behind in that regard, and they are the attackers here, so it is going to be tough. But they've got so much time.
Rally's going to be out from Agility's, built one up again. KSF and Fate both going so low. The beat will come through and keep the Zarya alive for the Valiant. Otherwise, it's going to be both Reinhardts going down on either team. Space going to get caught out, dumps the bomb to try to get some picks. It's going to lead to Elsa going down. Finds that Baby Diva. Cleanup's going to be there. KSF still massive on this Zarya. Surged his way back up, 30% grabbed here.
Okay, so this is the biggest concern you have as Valiant, right? Is you can't hold forever. You are going to have to use your ultimates, and that's the moment where now you're most vulnerable. When even though you have the Transcendence, if you mess up anything in this fight, you get shattered, the round goes to the Hunters. So you have to play perfectly without that grab. Let's see if they can do it.
Oh, Amon getting melted in the front lines. Managed to keep him alive. Grab going to be lobbed in by Young Chao Long. Amon, however, going to be taken down. The Shatter coming through. Catches two. Kill. Transcendence just trying to keep everybody else topped up, but without the Reinhardt in the front, they have to peel back
again. It's a huge backfire. Amon was playing forward there, trying to set up for his own shatter. He ends up getting shattered, or they end up getting shattered after he dies first in the process. He gets to keep the shatter because he didn't use it, but I don't know if they're going to be able to use this through a choke. Are they going to be able to get an advantageous position? I don't think so. They're spotted here.
Shatter going to be coming out. Catches only Space to the side of the Valiant. Bomb in, however, from Elsa comes up with two, and Space gets knocked out of the Mac and Kyo. Scoops the kill onto the Baby Diva. Now in onto the point right as Valiant hit 99%. The flip will come in.
There's one more contest potentially here.
There's so many ults getting ready to be online for the Valiant.
Yeah, they absolutely can win this if they can get on the point and force a fight in their favor. Unfortunately, they have support ultimates to guarantee they can touch. The rally's going to be how they have to engage. Space touches, there's the rally.
He drops his way in. Forces out the OT. Not going to be lost. They kill up the Baby Diva again. Grab coming through. Finds Veltal and Among. Push off the side. That's going to be Among taken down. Fate finding that one, but they couldn't quite get Veltal. And he's nearly got a barrier ready to come online. Kyo gets the Transcendence, matches Karib instantly. Both of these Transcendences coming out onto the point. Grab going to be coming through. Fate going to be, or Chengdu rather, going to be grabbed up here. Now just swinging away. Beats coming out on either side. All hell breaking loose here onto the point. Fate tries to stay alive. High energy here for Yang Xiaolong, but he's so very low. The HP bar, the sun coming in. Will this man die? He's still alive, but the bomb finally finishes him off. It took a massive explosion to get the kill, and that's the first round going the way of the Valiant.
Incredibly close round. It comes down in the end, though, to the Valiant staying alive in the face of all the ultimates. They were down on ults for that one fight. Yang Xiaolong throws in the bomb. They have the solo grab, or sorry, the grab. They have the solo grab on Fate, and then the support ults come through. Everybody lives. Everybody survives that insane fight and turns it around on its head onto the Chengdu Hunters. And now we're heading into these next two maps, the City Center, Busan, of course, and the Sanctuary, where it's a lot more open. We thought maybe we'd see something like the Hanzo Widow here or the Pharah, but so far they just want to duke it out with a 3-3. The Wrecking Ball variation still here for Among. Valiant not even messing around with the Sombra. They're just going straight into the mirror.
Oh,
minus
Valiant.
the tanks.
Let's see if they can close this out with a 2-0. Or if we will be ahead of the Sanctuary. Downtown could be the staging ground here for them to try to close this one out. Amon going in way too deep.
I mean, he got the shields like he did last time, but he didn't hit the pile driver to get the insta-blow up onto Kareev. This is a totally different area, totally different terrain on this map versus the previous rounds.
And that's just conceding control to Valiant here at the start.
Yeah, and they will, swap over to the Rhine. Find himself a little bit behind an ult charge as a result, but this is still recoverable, as we saw from the Valiant. They gave the first point up last time too, and still came ahead in the end. Okay, look at the flank position here for Among. This is actually really dangerous for the Valiant.
Among up into the front again, just gonna get juggled around. Everybody collapses in onto him. They know that he's the man to focus. Come up with another kill.
It's very impressive to see how quickly the reaction is there. Like you said, there was a moment there where Kareev almost got killed by a Reinhardt hammer because he just appeared to the side, and everyone immediately turned focus and knocked him out of the fight. Still only at 30%. Fate's about to have a shatter. Yang Xiaolong up here just trying to get energy as Among flanks.
Is building up this grab a bit faster, but it doesn't matter now. KSF is going to push forward, look to lob in some of these right clicks to get the pop out here onto Elsa's mech as well. Heal. Oh, solid shot.
Are they just going to take the same approach again? You have to wonder, because they keep putting Yang Xiaolong in the window and then trying to draw the attention to him. He's building energy that way, then flanking with Among. But as soon as they see the flank, they turn on Among, who's at the front, and he blows everybody up. This continues to happen. Let's see if it happens again. Yang Xiaolong in the window. But they look like they're all going to drop out of the window potentially. Nope, Among coming down. Valiant staying way further back this time.
All right, 75% getting ready to roll through for the Valiant. Rally used by Jinmu. Grab taken away by Space. Oh boy, now the grab coming in from KSF. 100 energy here. The bomb going to be dropped in behind them. It's the pop. Yang Xiaolong going to be taken out. The beat not enough to try to keep them alive. And Elsa's not going to find anything with that self-destruct. 10% away right now are the Valiant from knocking Chengdu Hunters out of playoff contention.
That is exactly what it looks like is about to happen, because they have no way to tag onto this. Elsa is too low. He can't get over here.
He gets DMAC'd.
He's DMAC'd?
That should just be it. They'll tick up 100-0. The LA Valiant, not only do they get a victory here in front of their home crowd, but they shut down the Chengdu Hunters and deny playoffs in Stage 2.
We need to see more of these wins. We need to see these Game 5s going to the Valiant. They've had so many Game 5s. We've had so many close series. We need to see more. They jump up to a third win here. We're looking for them in the playoffs for the season, but they're going to have to win a majority of their matches going forward to get there. This is a great start and a great way to end an otherwise mediocre stage for the Valiant.
They get the victory, like you said. Need to see drastic improvement from here as you look forward to the final playoffs at the end of Stage 4. Trying to make it in for that grand final. So things got to turn around very significantly in Stage 3, but plenty of time to prep. Guys, we got Danny Lim standing by on the floor with Space. Let's go ahead and hear from him.
Wolf and Achilles, thank you very much. Everybody make some noise for Space and LA Valiant for a job well done. Congratulations on your victory. Now, despite not being able to go into the Stage 2 playoffs, you guys are ending the stage on a high note with the victory against Chengdu Hunters. Space, what does this win mean to you personally?
It feels really good to end on a high note for us because looking into the next stage, we know that we have actual potential to beat good teams and really have a good running for Stage 3 playoffs. So that's what we're looking forward to. Beating Chengdu is really good for us, and we're going to look into the next stage.
All right. Yeah, and actually, that was actually going to be my second question. Stage 3, going into Stage 3 with this win, how are you going to actually carry this momentum into Stage 3?
Just keep with the communication, do what we're good at, play confident. I feel like after Stage 1, obviously we lost a lot of our confidence that we had from the inaugural season. So coming into Stage 3, we're just going to start fresh and don't think about Stage 1, don't think about Stage 2, just go into fresh and be the same Valiant that we were last season.
Yeah, and I'm sure everyone agrees that you guys have been showing a lot of improvement. So please, LA Valiants, keep doing what you're doing. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you so much, Space. Wolf and Achilles, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Danny. It has been improvement. Let's go ahead and see who our player of the match presented by Omen by HP is. It's going to be Kareem.
Kareem, he started things off with the Moira, and he has just showcased so much of his experience as a player. And, the embodiment of a rookie is what Izayaki is, and he came out flashing at the beginning of the season. But I just feel like Kareem's showcased a wider hero pool. You can see him on the Roadhog here as well. And he's just more consistent in terms of ult usage and macro play. And he made a lot of big saves for this squad, came up with a bunch of kills on King's Row. Was also, his transcendences were really good against the grabs we did see from Young Xiaolong. So he's the more consistent player than anyone else on Valiant today, in my opinion. And I mean, he gets player of the match as a result. It wasn't the cleanest series, it wasn't the most one-sided series, but in those tough moments, he came up strong.
That he did. I mean, the flexibility coming through from this guy, really great to see. It's something that the Valiant, it seems like they respond to well, having that backing them. Taking a look at the standings, though, there are only 3 teams left that are available to try to slide in. One of these teams is going to be left out of the playoffs as the Hunters fall down to 11th spot.
And all of this... Yeah, and all this is going to go down in those last 2 matches. Everything will be decided with Shanghai Dragons versus Shock. Could Shock get their 28-0? And will we see Seoul Dynasty defeat the Spark? They're both sitting at that 7-6 record right now. That's going to be an incredibly close match.
Yep.
And the winner's going to take that pole position.
And so make sure you guys are tuning in to watch the rest of the day here. See if the Defiant can look further improved now that they have Ivy back over on to that Zarya. See which teams are going to be in the playoffs at the end of it all. Thank you guys for tuning in here for the matches, but we got Watch Point Post Show coming up next, so don't go anywhere.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.